A beautiful Friday, Friday the 22. Welcome to our show. This is the abilities to open up, and I'm your host, Mafadza Kanakana. Today is our 6th episode, where also it will be also broadcast on YouTube, where there is a channel created not so long under the titles Mafadza Kanakana Mushe. You can also go and subscribe there so that you could be more notified when more episodes come up. So guys, as promised, I've went out and do an interview with Verb, whom is a brother to me. So guys, it was a nice, interesting, so you guys will get a chance and listen to it. As always these days, our episodes are now given at least 2 to 3 episodes per day because our time is minimized to 15 minutes into this podcast. On one episode contain 15 minutes. So guys, more people are interested in talking, and then 15 minutes can be enough because I can't broadcast myself and also broadcast others. How will I do that? 7 minutes me, 7 minutes others. So it's best the show has episode 1, part 1, episode 2, part 1, episode 3, part 1, maybe part 2, and even part 3, depending on how interesting people are onto the topic. So the interview with Verb was more like a dialogue, and then the topic was where Verb introduced himself and where he get his name. Guys, Verb has quite a unique name. I'm interested in this name because even on Facebook, if you go to Facebook, search Verb the Pev, you wouldn't understand, but then I got it more when he introduced himself. He told me that he was also onto poetry. So guys, you will understand that it's Verb the Pev from the poetry. So he will introduce himself more, Verb. But then guys, I would like to thank all the supporters, all the people following the show, because it is quite an interesting show. Remember, it is the abilities to open up, where people open and share their interest on certain topic depending on the topic of the day. So guys, there is a group on WhatsApp where I've created it so that each and every one of you could participate. You can also join the group, guys. Just DM me onto my numbers 072 948 9785, where I'll invited you to the group so that you can also be part of the group and also participate on it. Mostly, people should discuss, not just join the group and listen then don't discuss, guys. I've also got the right to remove you. It doesn't matter. As long as people participate, the group can continue. But then if people don't participate, I don't think the group could be fine. But then guys, that is not the case. Let us welcome Verb as our guest onto this show today. More of you guys could also follow me onto Instagram. It's _mushe, where you could also find the link to YouTube channel and the link to Spotify channel. So guys, remember, this is the abilities to open up. So I'd like for you guys to take your time, relax, and listen to how Verb does it with his girlfriend, because Verb is more like a brother to me. I've grown up with Verb, knowing him, knowing how he does his thing. We have been to parties with Verb more like 2 to 3 times, more times with Verb. A few nights. I remember there was this one night where it was like a killer night party. But then guys, that is not the case. I was interested more when Verb suddenly changed, finding this woman. So that's where it grabs my attention, because I know most of you wouldn't understand why I chose Verb to do this interview, because Verb is one of those guys I grew up with. Hence, he changed. Wow, that is something amazing, guys. That is something amazing. Love is beautiful, and love can make everyone change. And love is crazy. Love is all sort of forms that you might think for. Love can also kill, but then guys, I would like for you guys to be killed by love. But then it is also a more variable thing, just like Romeo and Juliet, just like most of the people were in love, guys. Most of the people and were killed by love, guys. We also have got Valentine. So guys, this is the abilities to open up. So listen to the stories of Verb. As like I said, hence the episode is gonna be episode 6 part 1, episode 6 part 2, because it will be divided into 2 shows. So guys, I'd like for you guys to listen to Verb as he introduced himself and his partners and how they fell in love and how they do their things, guys. This is the abilities to open up.
So this was back, I think, a year, but it was more like 2016, 2017, if I'm not correct, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. And then people are interested in knowing Verb. Who is Verb actually? Who is the guy behind the title Verb?
The guy behind Verb is actually Bongani. Trinity Bengu. So the name Verb came about when I started poetry.
Poetry.
Yeah, it was, but first name, it was a stage name actually. First stage name, it was Last Poet.
Okay.
So that's when most people started calling me Last Poet, Last Poet. Some of them even thought it was like a real name. To a point, some guy, I met some guy, I chilled with him, is like, hey man, is Last Poet in your ID book? I'm like, no, it's just a name. It's a pseudo name. Yeah, it's a pseudo name. So as time went on, as I started attending open mic sessions, I actually changed my Facebook name to Verbal Poet instead of Last Poet.
Yes.
So the guy, when I went on stage, is the one that decided to write the word verb instead of writing Verbal Poet.
Yeah.
So from then, that's when people started knowing me around by the name Verb. Because a lot of people, if you ask around, if you're like, do you know Bongani? They'll ask you, okay, who's Bongani? But if you go straight and then you ask who's Verb, they'll be like, oh, hey, you're talking about Verb, the short guy or whatever, the guy who used to do poetry, all those things. So as time went on, people started calling me Verb. That's when I added a bit of twist to it and just called it Verb the Pervert.
Yeah.
So that's why on Facebook you'll see it as Verb the Perv.
Verb the Perv.
Yeah, so that's where the name came about. But Bongani is actually my real name, Trinity Bengu, just from around Tando, Block G. I grew up on those parts. Just that I participated in a lot of things that has to do with the art of poetry and everything since primary years, actually. Yes. So that's when, that's Verb. Verb is a character that's out there, funny guy, party animal sometimes.
Wow.
So to say, sometimes.
Yeah, that's what I know of.
On the occasion. So that's when, on the occasion. So that's when, that's Verb. But Bongani is kind of like a different guy when you know him personally. A very talkative, quite humorous guy, caring guy sometimes. A very friendly face to be around with. That's Bongani. So there's not much bit of the distinction between Verb and Bongani. I'm Verb when I'm out there, but when I'm inside the house, I'm actually
Okay. I understand you, Verb. Then there was something that caught my interest. You know, when you're viewing someone's status on WhatsApp, there are those people where you likely like just this one. I want to view the status because there is something that mostly when you view the status, it's like it is just a flow of the very same thing. Then there was a beautiful eye of a beautiful woman that caught my attention. I was like, I want to know the story behind these. I want to know because mostly when I do my shows, they were based on relationships. So I was interested because it wasn't the first time, and it was like, I don't think it was the first year when I was viewing these beautiful women. So I want to know.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm sure that the woman is dating Bongani, not Verb. Because Verb is it's a party animal.
not Verb, you know.
Okay.
So, yes, the woman you see there, that's my woman. We've been together for 1 year. It's 1 year, 4 months now.
Wow.
But actually, it goes beyond the years because we've been friends for actually 3 years.
Wow.
Before started dating for a year.
So it was friends before dating.
It was in the friend zone. But I avoided the friend zone by all means because I didn't want it to reach the friend zone because I kept on, escalating.
But you waited for 3 years.
3 years.
Wow, that's much.
It takes patience. It's not easy. So along the line, I waited patiently. I was a bit jealous because we used to talk about our relationships personally.
Yes.
So I didn't show the stench of jealousy or envy because I didn't want to seem like that guy who's just after something.
Yes.
So I waited patiently till, as time goes on, you don't actually develop feelings when you actually meet someone. But perhaps it depends on people. Because there are people that believe in the phrase love at first sight.
Yes.
So,
and I also believe in the fact that you don't develop feelings just when you saw someone. It does happen, but then I don't believe it that
it happens, but safe to say to see someone today and tomorrow you tell them you love them. There could be we're not gonna say it's a lie, but it's feelings.
Yes.
But it's not reached it has not amounted to a point where or to a stage where you can say label as I love you. You look at someone, you admire them. You can admire them from personality or from looks from a distance.
Yes.
But once you get to know the person as time goes on, that's when you can actually develop a lot of feelings. Because I'm not a man of science where I can just name the types of feelings or anything.
I understand.
I cannot equate it to that. So as you meet someone, as you get to know them as time goes on, you get to see different perspective from them, or different side that not everyone sees.
Yes.
Especially if you're seeing, for an example, let's say you see a woman pass by every day. Okay. You look at her, you're like, hey, she's beautiful. I like her.
Yeah.
I want to marry her. And then when you get to know her, you can find out, okay, this person has a bad personality, which leaves me not liking or loving the person at the end of the day.
And you're no longer safe with your feelings.
Yeah, you see. So perhaps as time goes on, you see that, okay, this lady, okay, I actually like her because of her personality and all that. So yeah, I used to look at my lady, and then I never knew her personally, like that close. We used to just, even hanging out, it wasn't much of that.
Yeah.
Till the first day we actually started hanging out, I actually figured, okay, this person is not as someone I was scared at first. What if this chick rejects me?
Wow, yeah.
So yeah, the thing that Baba it's
now
real.
got your pain, bro. Got your pain.
It's on everyone. Yeah. So yeah, we got to know each other as friends, and then when she was going through some personal stuff. Yeah.
You were there for her.
I was there all the way, and I never.
That's a very smart move, man.
I never wanted to be that manipulative guy where, if we are indeed friends, and if indeed I like her, if the moment she came to me complaining about certain things, and then I could be like, hey, I know, just leave that dude, just do what, all those things. You first wait, you listen to someone.
Yes,
sometimes when the person really needs someone to talk to, they really want to seek comfort in you. Don't be a vulture or predate, or be a prey and prey on their feelings. Indeed. And when they're weak, that's when you find a chance to manipulate someone, because a lot of people tend to do that, which is not nice,
and it's not even right.
It's not right at all. But we're not all saints, right? So I waited to a point where I actually admitted that, okay, I am developing feelings for you.
Wow.
And feelings that develop not because we hanged around much. No, as every day, as some simple text, a simple good morning, how you doing, a simple laugh every day. You find yourself finding interest in someone.
Yeah.
That's when each and every time you'd wake up and you'd be expecting that person's text. The moment you get it, your day is now a beautiful day. That's when that's when so yeah, we got into it, and then it's not easy, this 1 year thing. There's been a lot of things that zip up and down. There's no one who can actually has the blueprint of how a relationship works, because you can be married for 30 years or anything and still find difficulty. There's a lot of challenges there. So it wasn't easy, and as we growing up maturely, there's still going to be a lot of bumpy roads. But whether or not those things come across a relationship, what matters is how the both of you work it out.
And then let's get to this point where you face these challenges. Let's say both of you are angry at each other.
Yes.
And then how is it? How do you feel at all as a man? How do you feel by yourself?
The problem is, my guy.
Yeah.
As growing up, or as a man, like people say, there's a social stigma that says a man is a man. You don't have to beg a woman. You don't have to.
Sorry to interrupt, guys. I'd like for us to continue this show on our second episode, on our second part. That'll be episode 6, part 2. But then, guys, it's like, as I told you guys, I've got a challenge of time. So my minimum time is only 15 minutes. And then, guys, within these 15 minutes, I have to also broadcast myself, then also introduce our girls. But then, guys, as you know, I can't call a person speaking, so let us wait for part 2. Guys, it is an interesting topic, as you have heard Verb say in his story. But then, guys, as I was asking him that, what are the challenges? Guys, there is an interesting topic in between I and Verb, whereby we were telling you guys onto this. So, guys, feel free to DM me onto Instagram, its_Mushie. Also, you're also welcome to go to Facebook and follow the page, The Abilities to Open Up. Remember, we are on YouTube, guys. So, I don't know about you, but we are on YouTube, guys. Under the titles, Mafadza Kana Mushie, where you can get these and many more others episodes coming up. Remember to subscribe and like. What if you dislike? It is fine. Criticism are always welcome, both sides. So, welcome to the show. This is The Abilities to Open Up. Till second half, guys. Second half.